One of the things that might be useful to us is to get to and from a certain part of the model very quickly. So what I'm going to talk about here is something called viewpoints, which can be very helpful in a number of different ways. Let's say I navigated into the model and there was something that, again, I wanted to come back to maybe over and over again, a certain view that I wanted to get back to. Maybe it's a view of this beam column intersection right here. I can create what's called a viewpoint by going up to the viewpoint tab and simply saving this viewpoint. Now the save viewpoint box opens up, and this is called view 1. I might want to give it some different name, some more descriptive name. So let me call it beam column, view. All right. And once I create it, once I've created that view exists. So what I can do with that is, I might come back to, the various views, be looking at my model here or there, and say, geez, I remember that beam column view because I want to show somebody that. What I can do is, again, go to this saved viewpoints screen or box, and I can click on that beam column view, and you can see it takes me right back to it. Just as the house up here takes me back to the 3D view, and just as I navigate around, I can always come back to that view and take a look at it. One of the other things that's nice about viewpoints is sometimes you might like to mark up a viewpoint. So let's say I could save this viewpoint again, okay, but I could review it and I can actually mark it up with text or draw, possibly, something around that. So, I mean, maybe, this becomes good, and I could come in here with a text that says beam column joint needs review, and I can again mark that up on this this particular thing. If I wanted to, maybe even I can roughly measure the distance from this steel joist bearing point to the column, and I can see here it's in meters, but it says 1.54 meters. So again, now I can come up here to this view and say beam column view with markup or with red line. Okay, and so then again I can go back to my different views and navigate through, but I say I want to come back here and I want to take a look at that beam column markup with red line. Maybe I like one without the markups, so I can come back. Again, this measure tool stays, I think it stays on until you click it off again. So, but again, if I want to come back to the red line markup, again, it shows up, and I can navigate around pretty quickly.